obviously they use the term desperate against Iowa and kind of like an underdog mentality. How do you guys bottle that for a week now to go into Bloomington, that kind of emotion that you guys had?
Yeah, honestly, we've been taking every single day, one day at a time. Literally, what can we do today to continue to get better and grow and learn from everything that's I'm sorry.
All good.
About knocked you out. Everything that's just happened thus far. So each day, one day at a time. I don't know if we're bottling up, being desperate. I mean, we're coming off a win. I think that gave us a little confidence, but this is a really even kill group all the way around. And with the leadership that we have, we've just been trying to grow and get better every single day.
You put in perspective Jen, who's primarily played maybe more two guards for you guys over the years, now taking on the full-time point guard role.
Mm-hmm.
Like, can you put in perspective how challenging or how much it takes to do that?
Yeah, Jen has always been a scoring guard, regardless of what position she plays. Played point guard in high school. Played point guard her first year at NC State. And so she has a lot of experience right there, regardless of how much we had her playing, her and Cook going back and forth, being on the ball, off the ball. I think it's just within certain sets that we're running, seeing different scoring options and opportunities, and then changing a little bit of what we run to fit more of what she's doing and when she's getting spots on the floor, and adding a few new sets as well.
Coach, or Sean just kind of talked about, just execution, that being a big emphasis going from the Minnesota game.
Mm-hmm.
What'd you maybe kind of see from that offensively that would carry over to the Iowa game that you maybe can carry forward with, you feel like?
Yeah, some of that is personnel, right? Like really moving some people around and cleaning up some things where they are on the floor. Some of that is just going back and really just stripping it down and cleaning things up and really making sure we're screening bodies and like how we transfer the ball. We're a big passing team, and where we catch the ball on the floor and what we do, and so really making sure we're doing those things to position ourselves to score the ball on the floor.
At least from the outside, it seems like games against Iowa and Indiana, since you guys have arrived, had a little extra juice to them. Is that something, a little more rivalry to them? If that's true, do you kind of lean into that, or do more of the nameless, faceless opponent kind of thing?
Yeah, that's a great question. A lot of people have asked us about rivalries since we've been here, and I think we're developing those over the years as we're here. I know, in the stands the other night, we felt the Illinois, Iowa as far as the fans go. But I think we're still developing rivalries. I think we approach every game really the same. This is who we're playing. This is the personnel. This is what they do. This is the game plan. And let's go out and execute. So I don't think we prepare any different. All the players get asked the questions in the offseason, like, who do you look forward to playing this season? And everybody's got their ones just depending on past games and that kind of thing, or certain players we look forward to competing against. But we definitely don't put any emphasis on it in game prep.
Mm-hmm. They said Barry has stretches in practice that she's really scoring at a high clip. How do you guys as coaches, when you have a freshman maybe trying to pick her spots in the course of a game, like how do you guys kind of work her through that and instill that confidence to have some of those moments in the game?
Yeah, Barry is growing daily, literally daily. She's moved over as one of my position kids actually, with both Dolan and Cook being out, and so we've been spending a lot of time in the film room, and then really running stuff to her in practice and getting her more comfortable offensively and just taking more shots. Defensively, she's literally seeing things in games that she has seen for the first time in live play. Every single game, there's a situation where she has never experienced this thing before, and that's just being a freshman and going through those growing pains and learning as she goes. And the good part for her is she learns things at a high rate, retains knowledge, and has IQ at a really good clip. And so for us, we're just really excited about her growth and keeping her in that mindset. There's zero pressure on her. Keeping her in a growth mindset every single day, go out and just do what you do and learn and grow from it.
What's that like as a coach when you see someone unlocking a little bit more each day, especially when you're so young and as talented as she is?
It's fun. Anytime you work with a player and then you see them get it or you see them do it in practice or in a game, you're like, there it is. And it's rewarding for them. That's what it's about. Like you like the reward that they have in that, and it kind of propels them to keep going and understanding that the process is working and just to stick with it.
For Indiana specifically, maybe what have you seen beginning of the season from them versus where they are now, especially adjusting with losing Mackenzie Holmes last season?
Yeah.
Are they just, how much different are they maybe from November?
Yeah, they are very different from November. I watched some early games, and then watching them now, they're very, very different. They're starting to click. They're starting to figure out, where their players are getting spots. They've changed their offense a little bit from last season as well. And they've got 6 players who average between 14.6 and 9 points a game. So they've got 6 players who can really score the ball, and there's not near as a narrow focus on an inside presence, but they do have 2 players who score it really well. A player that came off the bench for Mackenzie Holmes, and then a transfer from Tennessee. And so those 2 players do establish an inside presence for them, both averaging nearly double figures. And so very, very balanced scoring from those guys. And they've always been a really, really, really solid defensive team, which they still are. Those principles for them has not changed at all. And so just throughout season, they're meshing and growing and learning as well. And so it's going to be a great game. It's going to be a fight, and we're going to have to go to Indiana ready to play. Awesome. Thank you, guys.